Which one, being able to secure the captain for sort of a long-term deal, another 3 years, how important is that in your overall kind of recruitment puzzle for the next sort of season ahead?
Yeah, I think it's a critical piece of retention for the next for Roos for the next 3 years, and one that we're very, very pleased to get across the line.
Was it challenging? Were there many obstacles here and sort of making sure he was able to commit for another few years?
No, not really. I mean, he loves it here, as he's just spoken about, and he extols all the values that we have as a club. So, it was just a little bit of negotiation to get to the right point, and it was pretty straightforward, really.
What about the overall kind of retention / recruitment for next season? At what phase is that kind of in at the moment? You've got about a dozen players or so, I think, on the books for next year already, but sort of where is that at as a whole? Yeah,
so I think Roofs takes us to 13. We're in discussions with Callan Elliott and his people at the moment. Is another one that we would like to get across the line. And that's sort of probably where it is at the moment with retention. And then we'll sort of wait to see what happens on the coaching front, and then from there, finish things off and work that through.
Is it more challenging without certainty around coaching stuff for next year at the moment?
I guess from a recruitment perspective, we're probably holding fire on a few things just to make sure, if it's Uffy, that we get the players that he wants, or if it's somebody else, we get the players that they want. But I think, players like Roofs and Cal, they're Phoenix players. We know what they're capable of, and they're club appointments that are easy to make.
People like Jan Suss or Josh Laws haven't heard too much about their plans yet. Are they still being sort of looked at for options next season? Yeah,
of course. I mean, everyone's still in the mix, but again, it comes down to who's going to be leading the club in the coaching role, and whether those players fit into what Uffy wants to do, if it's Uffy or if it's somebody else, what they want to do going forward.
So what is his latest, sentiment about his future at the Wellington Phoenix?
Look, nothing has really changed over the last couple of weeks. There's still discussions going on with the club and him, and at this stage we don't have anything to say either way.
I guess people look at the crowds. They've been probably under where you would have hoped for this year, both across sort of the men and the women. The women are obviously a new part of this club as well. Is that sort of budget's tighter for recruiting at this way, sort of the way the club is at the moment?
Nothing's really changed at this stage. We're still planning on a budget that we've been given for next year. Obviously we'd love to see more people coming through the turnstiles and supporting the club, because obviously that makes things easier and gives us more budget to play with potentially. But I think if you look across the A-League and then even look across Super Rugby, right, it's everyone's in the same boat. People are not coming out to sporting events like they used to. And I guess it's up to us to try and figure out, what that little bit of magic is to get people back in the grounds, right?
Yeah. Back to Alex, how special is it having just someone that's, as he said, gone from a kid to an adult here, played all of his career at the Phoenix? Just how good is that from a club perspective, having players like him that fly the flag and represent the club so well? Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I think if you look back at the club, we've had the likes of Jura and Siggy and Manny Muscat and guys like that have played for a long time with the club. I think it's important to have those players at the club. They get the club, they understand the club. With someone like Roofs, he's grown up the road in Palmerston North, right? I think he's been here for just about a decade, as long as me. So yeah, he knows the club inside out. He knows how we operate, and he's a critical piece to what we want to do going forward. Do you hope to have clarity around Ufuk by the end of the season, or is it a discussion that you expect to happen after the campaign wraps up, no matter if it's playoffs or finishing before then?
Yeah, look, I think as a club we would expect to have some clarity on it before the season's out for sure.